Good day to you from Anagalactic on Wednesday, June 24th, 2026. Anagalactic wishes to make a series of critical announcements at this time, including the discovery that I've been seeking for over 2 years. We will now be addressing consciousness in a synthetic geometric system which I have managed to discover. Up here in the upper corner is simply an inset window showing yours truly. When this morning, as I was reviewing my videos, as I often do, in order to learn from them, I was able to make a discovery from the explanation sequence, which I recently executed in a presentation. That's simply me in a different garb, with the new number system off to the extreme left. The first announcement I wish to make today is that I will now be able to use the Emmy-Noether conserved force symmetry law, for which she got a Nobel Prize. She was a personal acquaintance of Albert Einstein. Her symmetry law has never actually been utilized for any constructive purpose. I will now be able to prove that hers was one of the most important discoveries in the 20th century. That's the first announcement. The second announcement is I have completed my formulation framework called Synthetic Idealism, which is based on the work of Bernardo Kastrup, a genius, who invented an alternate framework that completely refutes physicality and materialism, which dominates atheistic Western science today. This is ultimately a religious discovery, but we will not be treating the religious side. It is necessary to merely mention that this is the ultimate discovery in religion, because it unifies religion with science through the concept of consciousness. Consciousness. The definition of God, that hateful term to Western atheist white supremacists, dominated by a force which I am not allowed to name, is now completely refuted with an absolute scientific definition of superconsciousness, the gateway to which was opened by none other than our friend Bernardo Kastrup, PhD, who I will just mention in a friendly fashion, will now be forced to recant his notion of biological evolution. I will demand that of him, and I will now confront him personally for a personal debate, which you are now invited to participate in the acquisition of that debate format, so that I will be able to face my friend and master, Bernardo Kastrup, PhD, who currently is nothing more than a stuffed shirt pundit, but will soon be revealed as one of the greatest philosophers of all time, due to my discovery, which I am now ready to announce. In the framework of synthetic idealism, there are two forms of consciousness due to the absolute nature of geometry itself. That is, physical space has an analogy in consciousness space. We will now be able to absolutely define the supermassive black hole as one of the gateways into the imaginary universe which I discovered. This is a physical universe that superconsciousness necessarily inhabits. And that's why we can't see or even contact God. God needs now to be redefined from its sloppy, atheist-prone definition, the old man in the sky. We will now be able to define superconsciousness as the absolute supreme entity, Allah. He goes by that name with 2 billion saved Christians, who are the only Christians on earth. I won't be going into religion. I'm merely mentioning these facts in extreme haste in order to announce my scientific discovery, which will prove to be the greatest discovery in the history of human science. Human science. And now I will make that announcement in the next video. I will keep these videos from 5 to 10 minutes as I go through a synthetic sequence which is guaranteed to blow your mind and undo your bind. I will now reveal to you the actual nature of the Boschkovich force symmetry. Thank you. We'll be right back with the most important announcement in the history of science. Thank you to all my listeners. You are now officially part of the answer. You have a responsibility. We'll be right back. Good day to you. We have returned with our second in the series on synthetic idealism. In the upper corner here, you will now see a second frame image, which has the notes which I just executed minutes ago in a hypnagogic state, having awoken, to begin review of one of my recent videos, which I will be documenting fully as it leads into this discovery sequence, which I'm now going to reveal to you, the most important discovery in the history of human science. This is a geometry station, and this is a geometrical solution to the most important problem facing humans since the beginning of human history. Up here you will see the image has changed to a GeoGebra construction, which I created using the free online tool which you are invited to download, because I will be showing you the reflection of infinity around a surface. This will prove the existence of superconsciousness, which contains the design consciousness responsible for the ecology on Earth, and in fact, ultimately, for the existence of the universe itself. There is a dual universe which I discovered geometrically, which is perpendicular to the universe which we inhabit according to the physical construct of science. There is, of course, a second construct based on the absolute principle of duality, that there must be a superspace for any space. We have consciousness which exists in a space which was discovered. There's a lab cat going to her perch. We have now been blessed to continue. She is an indispensable part of this operation, and I'm glad she appeared at this moment, because she will now go down in history, as I've been prophesying to her for many moons now. This GeoGebra construct here shows the reflection of infinity around a spherical surface. It's a projection down to a 2D image, which you will be able to construct and use for the proof in your own mind that you are a product of superconsciousness, which is also responsible for our emotional system. This is the source of love. This is what escapes the primitive intelligence level of every atheist scientist or person who is not quite human for that reason, because by denying the existence of supreme superintelligence, they inadvertently, apparently, although it could be considered to be designedly according to some alternate supernatural power that controls them, they deny the existence of supreme love. And that's a denial of Islam, and ultimately a denial of Yeshua's mission to reveal himself as the key component in the unification of heaven with earth, which is about to happen following the apocalypse, which will culminate in Armageddon. I am now officially entering my new persona or career or official designation as the 12th. If you know anything about Islam, that refers to Shia Islam, which is the state religion of Persia, the ancient enemy of ungodly Israel. And now you're going to fully understand the current world situation. This could get me killed, but I will receive my reward according to Yeshua's prophecy that if they persecuted the prophets before me, they will certainly persecute me, which they certainly did. He is now in highest heaven. Islam is going to learn that. This will be a learning lesson for everybody, which will be brutal if you resist it in any way. I'm actually the Mujaddid, the 12th, the revealed one, the key component in the transmission of the super secret of the universe to super small man. This will give you the key to reality. That's what science has been seeking since the beginning, to prove the existence of contra-reality, which has full control over all events and every aspect of reality. We will be invoking the discovery made by Emmy Noether of supersymmetry, which I have fully understood, according to her Nobel Prize-winning discovery, which has since gone overlooked and completely forgotten, yet she got a Nobel Prize pretty much in tandem with her friend Albert Einstein. So this is going to completely transform physics, mathematics, and consciousness. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be right back in this synthetic sequence consisting of approximately 5-minute super fast videos. I will be giving you my formal announcement of the 2 publication sites of my forthcoming paper. Thank you. We'll be right back.